Good morning, students. Welcome back to Biology Class 2 once again. Today, I'm just going to start Chapter 6, Circulatory System. So, look at the book. All the living organisms, animals, and plants need a transport system to supply them with food, water, and oxygen, and to carry away the harmful waste material produced in their bodies. So, both animals and plants have their own transport systems for transporting materials within their body. So, basically, which kind of food we intake, water and oxygen, which enters in our body, they need to carry from each cell to cell. So, the transporting system, which actually help to carry food, water, and oxygen, and as well as the harmful waste materials, which is produced in the cell. This system is also known as circulatory system. In the most of animals, the blood that circulates in their body transport food, water, and oxygen to cell in all the parts of their body. So basically, the main medium of circulatory system, that is blood. Blood circulates all the food particles, water, oxygen, as well as the harmful waste particles which is released from the cell. The blood also transport the waste materials made in the body cells to different parts of the body for excretion or removal. We will now describe the transport system by taking the example of human beings. Transport in humans, circulatory system. The main transport system in human beings is the blood circulatory system, which is commonly known as just circulatory system. Basically, the medium of circulatory system is blood. So this system is also known as blood circulatory system. The human circulatory system consists of the heart, blood vessels, and blood. Among blood vessels, there are arteries, veins, and capillaries. So arteries, veins, and capillaries, three of them makes blood vessels. So the main components of circulatory systems are heart, which actually pump the blood vessels, they carry out the blood to itself, and blood. In the circulatory system, blood carries digested food, water, and oxygen to the all parts of the body. It also takes away the waste products like carbon dioxide made in the blood cells. The heart acts as a pump to push out blood. So in the circulatory system, main functioning activity is performed by the heart. For what? Because heart actually pump out the blood to all the body parts, and blood capillaries actually help the blood to carry or circulate into the body. The blood vessels, arteries, veins, and capillaries act as a tubes or pipes through which blood flows in the whole body. We will now describe as the parts of the circulatory system in details one by one. So, in case of blood vessels, they form a tubes or pipe-like structure by which blood carries the oxygen, food, and different types of nutrients as well as the harmful products. Now, blood. Blood is a red-colored liquid which flows in the blood vessels and circulates in the body. Blood is red because it contains a red pigment called hemoglobin. So, the presence of hemoglobin, the blood is red in color. Blood consists of four components: plasma, red blood cells or RBC, white blood cells or WBC, and platelets. So the main components of blood is plasma, RBC, WBC, and platelets. Look at here. This is the picture. These are the white blood cells, platelets, red blood cells, and plasma. So plasma is the liquidary part in which the blood cells are always floating. So the liquidary part of blood is plasma, and the rest of those blood cells are RBC, WBC, and platelets. Due to the presence of hemoglobin, RBC look like red in color. Now plasma. The liquid part of the blood is called plasma. Plasma is a pale yellow, not a dark yellow, pale yellow, sticky liquid. It is 90 to 92% water and 8 to 10% proteins and the various salts. So what is the main components of plasma? 90 to 92% water, 8 to 10% proteins and different types of salts. Plasma contains dissolved substances such as a digested food and waste products like carbon dioxide and urea. Plasma carries water and dissolved substances such as a digested food and waste products from one part to another part in the body. RBC, WBC and platelets are immersed in plasma. Immersed means always floating, not totally dissolved, always floating. So you have to learn the main components of plasma, that is 90 to 92% water, 8 to 10% protein and different types of salts. Now RBC or red blood cells. Red blood cells are minute. Minute means too teeny. Biconcave circular structure. They are red in color due to the presence of red colored iron containing pigment called hemoglobin. So why RBC red in color? Due to the presence of red blood containing iron containing pigment that is known as hemoglobin. Blood is red in color. Red blood cells are carriers of oxygen. It is actually the hemoglobin present in the red blood cells which carries oxygen in the body. Hemoglobin binds with oxygen to form a oxyhemoglobin and transport in the form of lungs to the all parts of the body and ultimately to the all cell. So what is the main function of hemoglobin? When we intake oxygen, hemoglobin that is present always inside our RBC, it fused with oxygen and form oxyhemoglobin and it transport from lungs to all the body parts. I mean ultimately to all the cells. If there is a deficiency of hemoglobin in the blood of a person, it becomes difficult to provide oxygen efficiently to the all cells of this body. So अगर नॉर्मली आरबीसी के अंदर अगर हीमोग्लोबिन का जो क्वांटिटीज है वो अगर कम होता है तो नॉर्मली इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू provide sufficient amount of oxygen to the itself and it lead to the death. Now white blood cells. The white blood cells are large in size, irregular or oval colorless structure. They fight infection and protect us from disease. So basically what is the main function of the RBC and WBC? RBC actually help to carry out the food, oxygen and harmful substances from each cell to heart and lungs once again. Same way, WBC actually help to fight against infection and the disease. This is because white blood cells help to fight against germs which may enter our bodies and causes disease. Some white blood cells can eat up the germs like bacteria which causes disease. So other white blood cells make chemicals known as antibodies to fight against infection. So among the white blood cells, some of cells which actually help to eat up the foreign organisms which enter our body and some form chemical substances which known as antibodies which actually make to produce our immunity to fight against infection. White blood cells are much smaller in number than the red blood cells. मतलब इसका number RBC से बहुत कम होता है. So student, I hope all of you understood. So for this class up to this portion.